Oversee safety and security here for the courts, and I just wanted to give you guys a few safety reminders. If in the event of an earthquake, fire, any alarms go off, anything like that, please exit these two double doors directly behind you, and do not take the elevators or the escalators. They will not be working. So when you exit these two doors, just to make a right-hand turn, so as you exit out, go right, and take the stairs all the way down and out. Do not run, walk, and do it calmly in an orderly fashion. Other than that, we hope you guys have a great evening, and again, welcome.
All rise. Department 3D is now in session. The Honorable Judge Linda Loftus presiding.
All right, and can we have the Pledge of Allegiance by Micah and Atticus, who are the children of Clarence and Sandra Chan, who are right behind them. Will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Do you want the mic? There you go. Okay.
And please place your hand over your heart.
Remove all hats, hoods, and beanies and turn to face the flag. Ready, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mike and Atticus. Please be seated. This one? Okay, it'll work. All right. Thank you, Sheriff Withrow. All right. Welcome, everybody, for this great occasion. Family and friends of Commissioner Jayne Lee. Some of you have traveled far to be with her today, and I know that she is very grateful that every one of you is here to share this momentous occasion with her. Thanks to all of the folks who have taken time out of your busy schedules to be here. Speaking for the bench, we are all really excited to be having our third swearing in this year. And we are thrilled that the third swearing in is Commissioner Jayne Lee. Believe me, she could have gone other places. So we are very lucky to have her here. She has so much energy, she is so generous, and she has talents, many talents, which you will hear about more when her speakers talk about her. So I just briefly want to say, in the last 4 years, I've had the pleasure of getting to know her. When she was first hired by our court to be a probate attorney and manager. I don't know what happened, but we just gravitated toward each other. She started calling me, I started calling her. We started, looking for each other and started going out to coffee, and that's who she is. And I know I'm not the only one that she's done that with, but she has just got great personality and very excited to have her on our bench. So she is now managing one of the most difficult calendars for a judicial officer to manage. She has so many people and very little time to do it. But I have seen her do it, and she is fair, and she's kind, and she's firm. So in thinking about Commissioner Lee, I found a quote that I thought just fit perfectly, and it is this. It reminded me of you. It's not what you think.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's the pause button?
You hit the white noise. She's already experienced. Treat everyone with kindness and respect, even those who are rude to you. Not because they are nice, but because you are. And that's reminded me of you. She has all the right qualities to be a phenomenal jurist. And right now, Commissioner Lee, I just want to congratulate you and welcome you on behalf of the bench, so San Joaquin County. So now I get to introduce all of your colleagues. And I start with, on my right, the Executive Committee. And I have past presiding judge Jose Alba, Judge Lauren Thomason, past presiding judge Robin Apple, past presiding judge Leslie Holland, Judge Mike Coughlin, Judge Roger Ross, and Judge Gus Barrera. Okay, and then over to the right, let's see, I want to first identify, we have Justice William Murray here from the 3rd District Court of Appeal, who used to be one of us, but now he reviews all of our decisions. But he's still welcome here. And we also have retired Judge Frank Kim, who we are just thrilled to have here with us, and retired Judge Dave Warner, who's on his best behavior today. All right, okay, and then I'll just start in the back with Commissioner Aaron Guy Castillo, Judge Ron Northup, Judge Barbara Cronlin, Judge Tony Agbiani, Judge Phil Urey, Judge Carter Hawley, Judge Elizabeth Humphreys, Judge Charlotte Orchid. Everybody told me I was going to forget her name because she's my very good friend. Judge Bernard Garber, Judge Tony Lucaccini, Judge Christine Eagle, and Commissioner Cheryl McCann. And last but not least, Judge George Abdallah. Introduce dignitaries and department heads who have come here today. And so if you'll raise your hand when I call your name, that would be very helpful. First, I want to identify our court executive officer, Rosa Junquero, who plays a big part in organizing this, and her assistant court executive officer, hang on just a second. It was Kathy Ligorio, who's the head of the judicial secretary. She was very instrumental in organizing this. There she is. Okay. I also want to introduce our assistant court executive officer, Adrienne Porcher. Stephanie Charles, there's Stephanie, our civil court manager. Stephanie Bohr, our human resources manager. There she is. Erica Ochoa, the court records manager. And our new probate attorney, who is taking the place that Jayne had, who is Sabrina Schneierweiss-Coe. Okay, all right. I might have butchered that. All right. And the dignitaries who are here are, on behalf of Susan Eggman, Tony Wong, thank you for being here. Lieutenant Michael Alanya from the Sheriff's Office. Monica Nino, our county administrator. Mark Miles, our county council. Fonse Kioka, our treasurer tax collector. Chief Edward Martell from the Montezuma Fire District. Donald Blunt from the Stockton Record editor. Robert Oakes, executive director of the San Joaquin County Bar Association. Our district attorney, Tori Berber Salazar. Our public defender, Miriam Lyle, and our president of our San Joaquin County Bar Association, Heather Rubino. All of these three will be speaking later along with Judge Holland. Judy Hong, who is president of Jayne, there she is. Ru Ping Lin, executive director of Jayne. Lorraine Huey, president of the Chinese Cultural Society of Stockton. Dr. Elizabeth Blanchard.
She had to go to a court event.
Okay, all right, very good. But she's co-president of the Chinese Cultural Society of Stockton. Dr. Albert Louie, president of the Chinese Benevolent Association. Leslie Edmond, executive director of Central Valley Asian American Chamber of Commerce. Dennis Lee, president of the Central Valley Asian American Chamber of Commerce. Corby Sturgis, who's come from the Judicial Council. Brian DeBalos, vice president of the Asian Pacific Islander American Public Affairs. Michelle Pennington, public guardian and public conservator for San Joaquin County. And Adam Cheshire, who's program administrator for the homeless. All right, thank you all for being here. So we now have our speakers, and first up is our wonderful district attorney, Tori Berber Salazar.
I dig the phone backgrounds. If anybody has Law and Order, I've always wanted the background. Always wanted that. So, but I want to say thank you, Jayne, for having me here today. It's an honor to speak on your behalf. Last time I was here for Aaron Guy Castillo's, I was talking about fines and fees and the work that we're doing with it. And not everybody is always happy with whatever I say, but I do know, so as an elected, you're always watching the room to see if anybody's going to come after you. So when I was down here, I saw this whirlwind of energy coming at me, and I thought, oh my gosh, who is this? She comes out, she starts right on me. She's like, let me tell you what I'm doing. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, all right, you're fast, you're good, you're very fast. She's talking, and finally she goes, oh, by the way, I'm Jayne Lee. And I said, oh, I'm supposed to meet you, you're wonderful. But what I loved about it is she told me the solutions that she had done for the court in order to reduce the economic harm, but she also told me what I needed to do. And I love that. I love when people come to you with solutions. So she had thought about it, she wasn't complaining, instead she was engaging, she was thinking, she was doing, and she was finding other opportunities for me to improve. What an amazing, I can't tell you how impressed I was with you. We wound up having a conversation all the way out the door and down the stairs because it was so empowering. You are spectacular. You're brilliant, you're hardworking, you're dedicated, and you're passionate about making a difference. You talked about everybody that came to your courtroom and the way that you treated them with dignity and respect, and how you were trying to find better pathways for them. I think that was just amazing. I can't tell you how impressive you are. So I want to wish you all the best on this journey. I think it's an incredible opportunity to be a member of the San Joaquin County Bench. I think it's the best in the United States, definitely in the state of California. And I think that you have this great opportunity to create this change. And to the bench, I say, hold on, because she's coming. It's a lot of energy, but it's spectacular. And it is a great profession to do, because like I said before, everybody comes here to find a solution. Everybody comes here because they know they'll be treated with dignity and respect. They know that the law will be applied. They know that justice will prevail, whatever that is. And that is a tremendous honor and a responsibility. And you have all the skill set to achieve that and so much more. So good luck to you, and thank you for the honor for allowing me to be here today.
Thank you. And now I'll welcome
Thank you to Jayne for inviting me to speak on behalf of the Public Defender's Office, and thank you to everybody that came. It's always such an honor to be able to speak and to be part of a formal ceremony, which I think is important, even though you've been doing the job for a while. I first really got to know you really through your interview under oath through the Bar Association, and I was impressed by two things that you said. The first was, I wanted to let you know I have your back in a zombie apocalypse. I've been watching The Walking Dead, and you said that you were afraid of zombie apocalypse, and I know exactly what to do first. More importantly, I was really impressed by you. I don't know if it was a quote from Woody Allen or a paraphrase, that confidence is what you have until you understand. And I think that that really speaks volumes to the job and to you. You are, as long as I've known you, which hasn't been that long, you have been always inquisitive, always, as Tori said, looking for what is the problem, what is the solution. And I think that it really is remarkable that you are wanting to understand, that you are wanting to understand how to do it better, that when somebody appears before you, that you don't instantly have a judgment, you allow people to be heard, you allow people to basically get to know you through the judicial process. And you do have one of the hardest jobs in the courthouse, because I know, because I've done John Lauper's calendar, and I've seen the chaos and the Jerry Springer show that sometimes goes on in the courtrooms with the battling grandmas, or the various dynamics. And it is tough, and I have all the confidence in the world that because of you, that you will treat everyone with dignity, respect, have good judicial temperament, and really allow people to be heard. So on behalf of the Public Defender's Office, congratulations again. I will not drop the mic, and
Okay, and last but not least, our County Bar Association President, Heather Rubino.
And back to my phone.
Not last, because Judge Holland's going to speak, but last of the women. All right, Judge Holland?
All right, well, Heather used her phone. I'm old school. And I did this because even though it embarrasses some of our members of our bench, I knew that in talking about Jayne, I was going to need a crutch. And so that's what we got here. Besides, I have a lot to say, and they only gave me 90 minutes to say it all. I'm asked all the time, what's it like to be on the bench? Well, Jayne, it's you know this by now. It is the greatest show on earth. It really is. If you like the circus, you'll love being on the bench. But you get to come to court every day, and you get to watch people, normal, regular people, chasing crazy every single day. Rhonda, you know what I'm talking about. Jayne, I know you remember some of our famous cases. Cinderella and the Wicked Stepmother. King Lear comes in all the time in probate court. With 3 daughters, and 2 of whom are bad and one's good, that comes in a lot. We've had all of the Shakespearean tragedies, I think, in one form or another, even variations of Hamlet. And some comedies, too. I don't think, none of us will forget the great chicken adobo grievance. That's an inside joke. You're going to have to ask somebody in probate about that. We've also had a special guest appearance by none other than Hodor. Who knows Hodor from Game of Thrones? Yeah, we had Hodor in our court. And you get all kinds of interesting things that you don't expect to see. We had the heirs of John Muir, yes, the John Muir, fighting it out in our court. You just don't know what you're missing unless you come. It's better than TV, better than any movie, because it's real, and this is why it's important. It has real consequences, and it doesn't always wrap up with a big finish, and it doesn't always wrap up with happily ever after. In our jobs, some people get news that's hard for them to take. And though we as bench officers learn to give good news and bad news, hopefully right then and there when we have all the information that we need. Yeah, I'll ask my colleagues on the bench, am I right? Or am I right? Commissioners, for those of you who don't know, do work that is not at all glamorous, but it's always very, very important. They handle traffic, they handle misdemeanor arraignments, civil harassments, small claims. They like to say they do the work so the judges don't have to. And it's very, very true. Is it exciting? No, not so much. But if one has the right attitude, and Jayne has the right attitude, these large, difficult, problematic, impacted calendar assignments are terrific places to learn. You think about it for a moment. The room is packed. You've got many people, many or most, who have not been in court before, not very much. They don't want to be there. They have disparate interests, and many or most don't know the law or the procedure. There's all kinds of high conflict people. And no, I'm not just talking about the lawyers. But you're the representative of the major parties. And many or most are self-represented, which creates its own dynamic. Commissioners must move the calendar quickly and efficiently, and that means getting resolutions on as many cases as possible right there on the spot. You can't have them hanging around. You have to do this while remaining patient, respectful, attentive. You must be engaged, you must listen, even to the nonsense. And no, I'm not talking about the lawyers. You're a guarantor of due process and basic fairness. You're the face of the court in the courtroom in which you're sitting. And it's a huge job. It really, truly is heavy lifting. And by the way, it's not enough to be fair. You have to not only be fair, but appear to be fair. You have to have the people coming before you leave the courtroom feeling like they were fairly treated, even if they lost. See, here's what's great about this assignment, is you learn your chops in an assignment like this. You learn to hone and refine your people skills, your management skills, your ability to handle a large group of people. You know, Johnny Carson, I'm dating myself, yes, used to complain about the audience the week before, right? It's really true. Every group that comes in, whether it's for an arraignment, for small claims, has a different personality. You pick a jury. Juries have personalities, and the first few people who get called up makes a difference for the entire panel. You learn to hit every kind of curveball that could possibly come your way, and that's why this kind of assignment is great. If you can excel at managing these big, tricky, problematic kinds of calendars, well, you can excel at anything. As you heard, Jayne came to us in April of 2015. She was educated at Yale, undergraduate, UCLA Law. She taught taxation at Stanford and Golden Gate. She was also taught extensively in the judicial branch. Most of the probate judges in California have been trained, at least in part, by Jayne Lee at one point or another. She also trained me. Don't hold it against her. She tried really hard, had mixed success, but she's still trying, even to this day. She keeps at it. I also want to introduce Art's, Jayne's husband. He'll probably get a more formal introduction a little bit later. But I mention it because when Jayne and Art came to this town, they came from the Bay Area. And we kind of all wondered, well, how long will we keep her? Okay? They really took to Stockton and she's also gone to lunches with dozens of younger lawyers. She's been a mentor to a number of lawyers in town. And she's also been particularly engaged in local Asian American groups. And I think you see a lot of representatives here today. And ultimately, I was very happy when I heard that Art and Jayne bought a house here. They bought a home in Stockton. So folks, they're staying. Jayne, she's noted for her sense of humor. One of the things she said about the Bay Area, her home, her adopted home, was, well, it's not all that special, even if they do have avocado toast. And Art has made it his personal mission to, whenever he's driving around town, to be courteous to other drivers. Okay. He wanted to see what would happen. And I could only think, Art, you poor deluded soul. This is Stockton. In this town, if you're driving and you put your blinker on to move from one lane to the other cars will pull up to block you. That's the kind of town this is. But, Stockton, city of sharp elbows. But you know what? I've tried it a few times, and I have to say that it's interesting. I've even gotten a wave once in a while, a nod, and I think, well, that's the Arthur effect. And so thank you, Art, for making that kind of thing possible. Jayne is a lifelong learner as well as a teacher. She's practical. She's a problem solver. She'll solve her problems and yours and anyone else. Just get out of the way. Just get out of the way. Let her do it. She's also very, very grounded, which I found surprising given the disadvantage of her Ivy League education. It was a very pleasant surprise. Jayne, it's been my very great pleasure. You're going to have to help me, folks, to get to know you. You taught me trust in estates, also taxation, whether I wanted it or not, psychology, psychiatry, issues of concern to aging populations, conservatorships, guardianships, business processes, and trends in real estate throughout Northern California, among other things. Jayne, I've never seen Jayne read a case. New cases come down. 5 minutes later, she's in my office telling me what it says. I've never seen her read the case. So there's something that happens where it's published and it just goes directly to I have to take the case, print it out, go to Starbucks, read it once, read it twice, read it 3 times, read what other people say about it. Not Jayne, she's got it all covered. Along the way, we became good friends. I'm so happy to welcome you to our bench and to the greatest show on earth. Congratulations.
All right. That's a hard act to follow. You got me all choked up. Okay, please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. Okay,
I, Jayne Lee,
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I was born twice. Okay? I was born as an infant and then again as a teenager when I became an American citizen. When I was naturalized, I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States, an oath very much like the one I took today. I am an immigrant and the child of immigrants, my parents, okay, Manuel and Mary Lee. We came to America to escape an oppressive regime and also to enjoy liberty, opportunity, and equality. My husband is also the child and grandchild of immigrants who fled Nazi Germany to find refuge in America. I am grateful to be able to serve the country that has welcomed me so warmly and has given me so many opportunities. Like other immigrants, and there are many of them here, I am passionate about giving back to America and to its people and its institutions. Okay? And most of all, I am so grateful to have been appointed commissioner here in San Joaquin County. As many of you know, San Joaquin County is a very special place. Okay? It's not just a place where people live and work. It is so much more. It represents a shared dream, okay, that different people can live, work, love, and play together. Now more than ever, I think this dream is so important to our country. So like other immigrants and children of immigrants here, I am passionate about giving back to San Joaquin County and serving its people and institutions. So every day I have a gratitude list, okay? And today my heart is overflowing with gratitude. So I am grateful to my parents, Manuel and Mary Lee, and to my husband, Arthur Lorenz, who helped me more than I can imagine. I am grateful to my neighbors. No, hello Cindy. You have shown me how generous people can be here in Stockton. I am grateful to all the attorneys who accepted and stipulated to me as a judge. And I see many of you here, so you have taught me much about being and becoming a judicial officer. And I am grateful to the legal community who welcomed me with open arms and also into their skits. Okay? You know what I mean about skits, and I can say no more. Right? And I am very, very grateful to the members of the Asian Pacific Islander community who have embraced me with open arms and have invited me to every single banquet. That exists, trust me. There are lots of banquets. I'm grateful to the young attorneys here. You have mentored me, then I have mentored you. And most of all, I am very grateful to this court. You have a very special court, one in which I am honored to serve. You know, to Rosa Junquera, who makes everything happen, and to Adrian Porcher, you know, you make everything work. To my courtroom clerks, okay, Shelly Jimenez and Melinda Heidemann, they make me look good every day. And to all the staff, this court could not function without you. To Judge Holland and Judge Loftus, who taught me how to be a judicial officer, most of all, how to be a better person. Thank you. Okay, and finally to all the judges and commissioners of this court. I have benefited from your mentorship, your camaraderie, and your generosity in advice on everything from how to handle a difficult trial to how to make sure you don't trip on your road. Okay? That last part has actually been the most important. And so I know Connie Callahan could not be here today, but when I was first selected, she sent me a note, and I keep that by me on the bench every day. And this is what she said. She said, "Congratulations on your selection to be a commissioner. As you know, I began my judicial career as a commissioner. It is a wonderful and important job. You are the face of the judiciary, and you have an opportunity to enhance people's faith in our system of justice. So I am so grateful to have a job where I get to do that every day. Thank you very much."
The court is adjourned, and you are all invited to go up to the jury assembly room on the 12th floor for a reception, and I hear it's absolutely beautiful and very Jayne-like.
You know, it's really nice to go up after you guys. I just asked Tori for some advice, because I said, I keep getting nervous before these things, and she said, yeah, that's not gonna stop. I said, okay, so no advice, just go for it. So, I'm going to read from my phone, I apologize. I come today on behalf of the San Joaquin County Bar Association, but also as a proud member of our legal community, to offer our congratulations to you for your well-deserved appointment to the bench. As you heard, prior to her appointment, Jayne Lee served as the probate examiner in our county, serving often as the judge pro tem in that court. Her service through that position gave much insight into her ability to take on her new role as commissioner. Like all specialties, probate court has its own mix of cases and personalities. It has a unique blend of multi-million-dollar estates being handled by the best and brightest, while also hearing cases with pro-per petitioners who are just trying to navigate the system as best as they can with the limited legal knowledge. A couple years back, I had the pleasure of